What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Moses Itauma. Get this, Moses Itauma is easing into the life of the spotlight. Younger guy on that Ben Whitaker level, so to speak, has always felt at home in the ring, but is starting to become accustomed to attention and the scrutiny a young heavyweight contender attracts. Okay, he says, I'm enjoying it. I used to think of boxing as a job, but I'm starting to enjoy it, Itauma told Blightly Boxing. He said, the outside of it, getting to know the people, I'm blessed. I've been doing boxing since I was a kid, so I'm kind of used to everything. The only thing I'm not used to are the cameras and the media, but I'm starting it now and I'm getting more used to it. And let me counterpunch. That is basically the perks of the business, the stardom, the attention. He used to box in sweaty, smaller gyms back home from where he grew up and what he learned to know and learn to box. But now it's the other element, the outside the boxing ring. How do you talk? How do you speak? How do you react? How do you respond to certain guys and people that ask you tricky, catchy little damn questions that you have to be ready to answer? And I think he's starting to like that. On top of those damn fight purses too. They're getting a little bigger and a little bigger. Each knockout, that money stacking up. That's what he's really liking. That's what I say with that. Moses Itauma, you can tell he's kind of passive. He's really not an outgoing guy, but I think he's kind of, growing into that whole idea. So basically, he's just maturing as a fighter. Okay, and one thing, unfortunately, fortunately, I say fortunately, and I'll explain that these fighters now, you have to have somewhat of a personality. Guys like Muhammad Ali, yours truly, Floyd, Money Mayweather, Nassim, Prince Hamed, Mike Tyson. All of these guys have in common, they were self-promoting guys. You don't know what they'll say, and whatever they'll say is intriguing. So you have to be entertaining. You have to have appeal. You can't come in like a bump on a log, just flat. And a lot of people are like that, and then people are hell of a fighters, but they don't appeal. They don't self-promote, okay? That's the unfortunate thing with certain fighters, okay? But here's the catch. The unfortunate thing is how it used to be in boxing. Most guys didn't really have a personality. A lot of them were on a farm or in the streets and stuff like that. They really didn't have they were kind of like Daniel Dubois. He's like, Daniel. And Daniel's starting to grow as a guy. But of course, this is boxing, baby. Big time. I'm going to chop that tree down. You're looking like, damn, you sound flat. What's up with you? But most fighters are like that. Not all killers are shit talkers. You know what I mean? Some people, the quietest man in the room will kill you. The one that talks the most won't. You know what I mean? But if you get both, if you get somebody that can talk shit and can whoop you, oh yeah, you got a treat, and you got somebody that you can market if you can get them in the ring and perform and talk before and after that fight to appeal to the masses, to make more stardom. That's how you get attraction. That's how you get views. That's how you get Counterpunch Boxing News. Bars. That's how you do that, okay? So with those guys, the promoter's job primarily was to get those guys, to talk those guys up. The young Bob Arum before the raspy Bob Arum came about, the weed smoking Bob. He was probably smoking weed back then, but his throat's old now. He got a 94-year-old throat. You know what I mean? And I think like guys like that, and Don King became famous for guys that didn't talk much. He was the one, all in America, baby. Don't worry about it. He fights with punches and bunches. He does this. He does that. He pulls out a cat in a hat. He's the baddest man on the land. He has the plan. You let him get in the ring with you. He gonna show you he ain't no jive, and he gonna have you out in 5, baby. Don't worry about it. This is my man, Trevor Burbank. Don't worry. He's my fighter. He talks that guy up. That was his job. But here's the thing. People are starting to get complacent. They're starting to get comfortable. And I'm talking about promoters. You know what I mean? Because promoters are expecting the fighter to meet them halfway. And it's like, okay, if you want me to meet you halfway, why don't I give you half the money that you asked for? However, if that's his job and his job is to fight and the other guy's job is to promote, okay. You know what I mean? So there you go with that scenario, right? So I think if guys like Moses can come out of his shell, is that guy. Some people are not that guy, I mean, you don't want him to be a clown, okay? You don't want him to be a clown. You want him to be himself. But himself, if that's not himself, you want him to be fake. So a lot of people are not fake, honestly. And a lot of people are just themselves. So Moses Itauma, we'll see how he does, because out of 9 fights, no losses, no draws, 7 KOs. What does that really show you about Moses? He's an absolute monster. But he's like, according to how we've known or what we know of him, he's kind of passive. He's quiet again. But again, like I said before earlier, the quiet man will kill you. That's the one you got to worry about. And Moses Itauma, I think, is one of them. So let's see if he is, or he has another level of promotional juice in his loins to see if he can promote as well as knock people out. That's what he's talking about. Bars. You guys tell me what you think of Moses Itauma getting accustomed to the spotlight and the media and the attraction and the attention. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.